There's a certain kind of frustration every trader knows. Staring at your screen, watching price move around, and trying to figure out if this is the start of a real trend or just another fake out in a sideways mess. That's where this new tool steps in. It's called the Range Filtered Trend Signals by Algo Alpha, and it's designed to cut through the market noise and give you a cleaner read on when the market is actually trending, and just as importantly, when it's not. In this video, we're going to break it all down. How this indicator works, what settings matter, and how you can use it to enter trades more confidently. If you find this useful, tap that like button and let's start the video. First things first, you'll need to get this indicator loaded onto your trading chart. I'm using TradingView for this, so just head over there, and once you've opened up any chart, Forex, crypto, stocks, whatever suits your style, open that Indicators button at the top. Type in Range Filtered Trend Signals and look for the one created by Algo Alpha. Click to add it to your chart. Once it loads, it's going to look like this. The first thing you'll spot is a gray line with small circular markers on it. That's called the midline. It stays gray whether the trend is bullish or bearish, and we'll be using this as a dynamic support or resistance level later on. Then you've got the colored trend line itself. It is green in color when the market is trending bullish and red in color when it is trending bearish. And these run either above or below that gray midline, depending on trend direction. On top of that, your candles will also get colored by the trend. That's also green for bullish, red for bearish. During market transitions or sideways phases, the indicator flips to a gray zone. When this happens, it's a sign that the market is ranging and you should avoid opening new trades. If you're already in a position and this gray zone kicks in, it's usually a signal to start exiting. Now let's take a look at the settings of this indicator. You can open the settings from here. Double-click the indicator or hit the gear icon to open the settings.
Do you feel like everyone around you benefits from artificial intelligence, but you have no idea where to start? Don't wait any longer. Start today. Our free trading bot is simple to use, powered by artificial intelligence, and can earn you up to 1% profit every single day. Over 500 members have already joined. Click the link below now to get free access. This is your chance to harness the power of AI and take a step toward a financial boost.
Right at the top under Inputs, you'll find the Kalman filter section. The Kalman Alpha is set to 0.01 by default. This controls how smooth the indicator behaves. If you want it to follow price more tightly or more smoothly, this is where you adjust it. Next is Kalman Beta, set to 0.1 by default. This one determines how sensitive the indicator is to trend changes. A higher value makes it more reactive, while a lower one tones it down to filter out smaller moves. Then there's the Kalman period, which is set to 77. This is basically how far back the indicator looks to calculate its trend logic. A value of 120 works better, but this depends upon what type of trading you are doing, and then you can adjust that according to your requirements. A longer period focuses more on the broader trend. Then we have the deviation setting. At 1.2, this affects how wide those range bands stretch out from the midline. So when volatility increases, those bands expand, and when it's calm, they tighten up. Next comes the Supertrend section. The Supertrend factor is set to 7, and the ATR period is also at 7. If you've used Supertrend before, you already know this controls how far the signal line is placed from price, based on volatility. Lower values here will make it more sensitive, while higher ones give you smoother, less reactive behavior. Scroll a bit further and you've got color settings, where you can customize the bullish and bearish colors. Lastly, there's a checkbox for inputs in status line. If you tick this, your key values will be displayed at the top of your chart, helpful if you're testing variations and want a quick look at your setup. Now let's talk about how to actually trade with this. The most basic approach is visual. Check the trend line color and the candle color. If everything's green, we're in a bullish trend. If it's red, it's bearish. And if it turns gray, we're ranging, so no trading. But to take this to the next level, you'll want to watch how price interacts with the midline and the range bands. Let's walk through a buy trade setup. First, make sure the trend is bullish. The line should be green and price should be consistently trading above it. Candles should also be green. Now we wait for a pullback. Specifically, the price should touch the gray midline, but here's the key: it must not close below the green trend line. It can wick into the midline, or it can even briefly close below the midline, but only if it doesn't touch that green trend line. The ideal scenario is that it touches the midline and then a few candles later closes back above it. That's your cue that the midline is acting as dynamic support and price is ready to move back up. This is your buy entry. So we can open a buy trade here, for example. For your stop loss, place it below the most recent swing low or below the green trend line. Your take profit can be placed at a 1 ratio, 1.5 risk-reward ratio, and you can let the trade run from there. This indicator can also give amazing results when used with other indicators as a trading strategy. Now let's flip it and go through a sell trade example. For a sell trade setup, first confirm the trend is bearish. For that, we want a red trend line, red colored candles, and price trading below the line. As we can see, all these three conditions are fulfilled over here. Now, you wait for a rally up to the midline. Again, the price can touch it or wick into it, but it must not close above the red trend line. If it briefly closes above the midline but stays below the red trend line and then closes back under the midline within a few candles, that's your signal. So we can open a sell trade over here. I did not go for this pullback, although this is also valid because it is better to wait for some time to strengthen trend. Either way, let's see if this signal was profitable. Your stop loss goes above the most recent swing high and above the red trend line. Your target is again set at a 1 to 1.5 ratio, and you manage the trade accordingly. Look at the amazing risk-to-reward ratios some of these signals can give you. To understand how this indicator works, think of it as a 3-step engine. First, it uses that Kalman filter to clean up noisy price data without causing major lag. Then, it applies the supertrend logic on that cleaned up data to identify bullish or bearish shifts. Finally, it uses volatility-based range filtering to detect whether price is actually moving with intent or just chopping sideways. This combo helps reduce false signals and keeps you focused on more reliable trend setups. The real edge of this tool comes from its ability to distinguish between trending and ranging phases. When price is stuck inside those bands, it's a signal to stay out. But once price breaks those zones with trend confirmation, that's when you act. You're not just reacting to color changes, you're watching price behavior in context with dynamic zones. So to sum it all up, the Range Filtered Trend Signals by Algo Alpha is a clean, intelligent indicator designed to give you clarity in trend trading and help avoid the chop. With its layered logic, smoothing, supertrend, and range filters, it becomes a solid tool for identifying precise entries and exits with less noise. As always, this is not financial advice, just a breakdown of how the indicator works and how traders might choose to apply it. Always combine it with your own price action, confluence, and solid risk management before taking any trades. If this breakdown helped you out or you learned something new, hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I've got more in-depth trading tools and strategy videos coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.